Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Thursday. It's Thursday. We are off to the races already. Deep discussion going on here today on this Thursday. But first I want to mention, yes, we have our daily hangout. Of course, Tony and I here from the Fox 11 newsroom here in Los Angeles. The behind the scenes look at what we do. We have Eric Close from the very popular show Nashville coming to join us today.
Sure.
And also the lovely Belle, the lovely actress from the movie Belle. Is it Juju or Gugu?
Well, I ask.
We have to ask. All I know is
She's gorgeous.
She's amazing, talented,
and,
gorgeous. She's British.
She's British, and she has a very proper accent.
Proper. She's part South African and English.
So, anything she sounds, she can read the phone book and make it sound.
I know.
Amazing.
Our Brits have abandoned us, so she will be our fan.
Now,
our Brits. Okay, wait. Okay, Carlos is here from Orange County.
Hi, Carlos.
Hector is here.
Hi, Hector.
Nate. And Nick.
Hi,
and Tony has posed a very interesting question.
We're actually speaking to Nathaniel Cunningham, and we.
Nate, is your name Nathaniel?
Absolutely not.
It's Nathan.
Got you there, Cody.
Nathan.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much. I think it's Nathaniel, and he doesn't want anyone to know it's Nathaniel.
15 seconds. So my birth certificate is actually Nathan Cunningham. I go by Nate because it simplifies things, and every time I meet, there's this one guy I know he's a friend, and ever since I've known him, I'm like, my name is Nate. Just call me Nate. And every time he introduces me, he's like, hey, meet Nathaniel. I'm like, in what world? Like, in my birth certificate.
Nate,
I digress.
I think your friend is related to our Tony.
All right.
Well, Tony.
We are discussing.
Hey guys.
Oh, hi, Cher.
Hi, Cher. How are you?
It's Cher Jones.
The beautiful Cher.
It's me. Yeah, that's right. Hi guys.
The Cher who was never married to Sonny.
No,
exactly. The Cher who can't sing.
You are gorgeous. What city are you in again? I can't remember.
I'm in Toronto.
Right, Toronto.
Toronto. Yeah.
Okay. Really quick. We were deep in conversation about Nate's operating system.
Let me bring everybody up to speed because Cher just came in. Cher may not be aware of what's going on. Nick is pretty much never aware of what's going on.
So you know me. Still trying to.
No, Nick. I said.
No, Nick. I'm confused. Okay, go on.
Is it Nicholas, by the way? I'm just curious.
Oh God, get to the subject. Okay. All right, Francis.
Okay, so we were discussing what happened is that Nathan switched just recently. He had been basically a lifelong Android user, and he just recently decided to switch to the iPhone, something I have never heard of in my entire life. But that being said, he has now been an iPhone user for 5 months, and so we're now trying to get an assessment from him about his experience with a completely different operating system.
Because it will be interesting to see which he prefers.
Having come from Android.
How
many iPhone users do we have?
5 months. I'm iOS.
What about Carlos? Carlos, what do you?
No, they're Androids.
Everybody's an Android?
Android. Oh, this is.
I converted from iOS to Android.
Yeah, me too.
That's usually how it goes.
That's usually how it works.
Now, Nate is going to explain to us which he prefers. I think that they're going to toss to our shot here, so I may interrupt in the middle of that, Nate, but you can go. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Nathan.
Okay, so I would say my assessment thus far, I think they're comparable. I mean, ultimately, I think you could use either one and be okay with it. I think some of the finer points are, primarily I wanted to go for the, the stability, the proclaimed stability of the hardware and software from the iPhone. Smaller screen, and it's really a phone. It's more of like, I have a phone, I want to talk to people. So on that regard, and the learning curve is not that bad. So I think they're really similar. I think some things like Android is just open to the world, and you can do all kinds of cool, crazy stuff, and the screens are brighter, more vibrant, bigger, and it's more like it's more like a tablet than a phone. That being said, let's see. I think
we are discussing with Nate right now the joys of having an iOS or Android. Come talk to us.
We're comparing the two systems.
Definitely.
YouTube.com/myfoxla. Come on, join the conversation. Okay, Nate, go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so I think the good qualities of iOS are very basic and very simple. Like, it's a phone, it works, you can talk. That being said, I think that's pretty good, right? Because if it works as a phone, that's what you want. But I think Siri is horrible. Like, I always use the Google search engine.
The person with the hand.
Yeah. Like, I almost never use Siri. I always opt for like the Google. What is it? Like the Google search. So in Siri, I always just go to Google search. And other than that, I think it's an okay phone. It's a small screen. It's not so vibrant in display and da.
Okay. Final question.
Let me ask you this, Nathan. Because as long as you have an iPhone, you shall forever be known as Nathan. I will not call you Nate until you go back to Android. Okay.
Samsung, send me an S4. I'll switch right now.
Let's be fair, though. What? There was a time that iOS was spectacular. It was top of the line, and it's not anymore. The playing field is level. If you want a smartphone, they're pretty much all the same right now. There's not. Yeah. I don't think any of them that can do things that others can't.
Then why?
Except iOS doesn't have NFC, so.
Well, I want to know from Nate though. When you were an Android user, and I know Maria's gonna like jump all over this, but this was my pet peeve with Apple. They don't allow you to. This is one of my many, but this is one of the big ones. They don't allow you to switch out the keyboard, and I am stuck on swipe.
Me too. That's exactly it, right?
That is one of the qualities. That is one of the features I cannot give up.
Now, what did Tony learn today that he can do?
But I don't know that you can necessarily do that with a jailbroken phone. See, that's the thing. Now, maybe Nate knows because right, Cher? I mean, once you
Tony, seriously,
you never go back, right?
That's right, and that's why I can't go back to the iOS. But the one thing that really made me fall in love, I have an S4, but the one thing that really made me fall in love was an app called Aviate, and I'm not sure if you know about it, but basically it organizes all your apps. It organizes your phone, and because the Android was driving me nuts, but Aviate, and it is a game changer. Yeah,
really?
Yes.
Game changer.
A game changer.
So what does it do, Cher? Exactly.
It organizes your
but I want to know how.
Yes. Okay. So it completely organizes your apps in groups. So by social, by work, by everything, and then you can also swipe to the side, and your apps are organized in alphabetical order.
I love that. Now, does
you can do that on stock Android?
Hold on. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, Nick.
What?
Well, first of all, I can't do stock, Nick, just so you know, because I'm a Verizon user, and you can't.
Apparently, there are restrictions when you're a Verizon user.
Yeah,
I once had Verizon.
Stock Android does not come CDMA, so that I'm out. So, but you have to do GSM. But Cher,
yes.
When you download Aviate. Well, now here's my question: do you have to spend hours going through and organizing your apps, or will it do it for you?
It does it for you, and you just make it better.
Really?
Look! You can do the same thing built into Android. I just did it.
What do you mean, Nick?
What did you use?
Make custom categories of apps.
This does it all for you. I like easy peasy lemon squeezy. Just do it.
Thank you, Cher. Everybody can't be a Peabody.
You can get a program that's called Themer that does the same thing too, and it makes your phone look cool.
Yeah, same with Aviate. Again, it's just an app you choose.
Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. I want to try both. I like Aviate. I love that idea. And Nick, which one did you use?
Themer.
Themer?
Yes.
Themer. Okay.
No. Okay. I'm gonna listen, guys. See, this is why I love having these conversations, because I learn stuff. I mean, having celebrities is great. Don't get me wrong. I love our celebrities. I love my dear Maria to death. She knows that. But to me, the real beneficial thing about the Hangouts is the exchange that we can have, and I can learn stuff. Isn't that right, Nathan?
Antonio. So I will say I agree with you on this.
Anthony. Anthony, what is your middle name?
Wayne.
Anthony Wayne. I was going to say Edwards. Anthony Wayne.
I know what you were getting ready to say, Nate, because I can read your mind. What you were getting ready to say is you agree with me on swipe, right? And you agree with Cher as well.
I totally agree on swipe. I hate, now that I think of it, I hate the keyboard and trying to text. Swipe, and I think swipe now you can get it, but it used to be specific to Samsung. But yeah, now it's an Android, you can replace the keyboard. I love swipe, but another trade-off is I can use my internet while I'm using my phone, not connected to Wi-Fi. So that's something that I don't think any Android device is capable of. So that's a huge plus.
That is a huge thing about the Android is you can't do both.
I can.
I'm sorry. With the
Verizon,
if you have the iPhone, you cannot surf the web and use your phone at the same time.
If you have Verizon.
Right? If you have Verizon.
Okay, I have AT&T, so.
Yeah. Huh? Is that true? Oh, by the way, okay, let's get a confirmation of that because I thought that's what I heard. Eric Close is on his way. Eric is from the show called Nashville, and he's coming now. He's only got a couple minutes with us, you guys, so because he has to leave right after his on-set interview. So he's Aviate
and Themer. I've got to remember those two, and because you know what, I have no life. You guys all know that, and okay, executive producer Haley Hurst, as she walks by. And so playing with my phone and my gadgets, that's a big deal. Okay, here comes the guest. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, Tony. Because I was going to tell you something about the jailbreak thing right after this.
Hi there.
Hi, Maria. Nice to meet you. How you doing?
Nice to meet you. Good. How are you?
Where do you want me to sit? Right here?
Right there.
All right.
This is our. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Excuse me.
This is our Google Plus Hangout on our YouTube channel. So.
Hey, I love this. It's very cool.
Oh, awesome.
I've never done this. I love it.
Yay! This is our first. It's very casual and very informal.
All right.
It's kind of a behind-the-scenes look at what we do here. So often we'll get our guests from Good Day LA to come join us to talk with our friends live from all over the world. So right now we have a few friends that are hanging out with us. Let's see. Carlos is in Orange County.
All right, Orange County.
Cher is in Toronto. And
hey.
Hector is in Riverside.
Good morning.
John, also in Riverside this morning.
Hey.
Nate is in Colorado. And Nick is in Dallas, Texas. And we have a bunch of friends watching on our YouTube channel. So, hey, YouTubers, we are joined by Eric Close right now from the show. Very popular show, actually. It's crazy. People are crazy about Nashville.
That's a good thing. That means we probably have a good chance of being on the air for another season or two. We'll see.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. It's a very popular show. But you're also here to talk about a charity event that you're participating in, right?
Right.
Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, my wife and I became involved with the Africa Foundation about 6 years ago. We were on safari in South Africa, and we were introduced to them while we were there and wanted to get more involved and asked what we could do, and they said there's a project we're working on now. We're trying to raise funds to build a preschool.
Oh, wow.
And so in one of the communities. So my wife and I came back, put together an event, and we raised the money and built this preschool with our friends. And so we're now doing another event this weekend at our home. It's a musical event sort of in the theme of Nashville. We've got
music brings everyone together.
Yes, and it's going to be fun. And Sam Palladio, who plays Gunnar Scott on our show, he's flying in from Nashville to perform. And we're going to build an orphans and vulnerable children center in Mduku in Zululand, South Africa. And this is again through the help of our friends, the generosity of our friends, and
oh my gosh,
it's going to be it's going to be really cool.
Good, thanks. If you guys have a question for Eric, definitely just get my attention, and it will go to you. I have a question from someone watching on YouTube, so I will go to that first. James says, does this give experience in the music industry, and would you consider a career in country music after your involvement in Nashville? So that's a good question. Do you have chops in voice chops?
Here's the thing. I don't play musical instruments, but I'm very passionate about music. I feel like I have a pretty good ear for it. That's a good question. You never know. I may want to get involved somehow putting events together that involve music, sort of what my wife and I are doing right now with this particular event for the Africa Foundation. I love music. I love listening to it. I love supporting new artists that are trying to get started because I know what that's like. So that's a good question. I may go down that road one day. And, you know, on Nashville, it's very possible if we go into a season 3 and 4, you may see Teddy, my character, Mayor Conrad, get more involved in the music aspect as well.
You
not
mean
playing
like,
music, but,
I was going to say.
but no.
Okay.
But more in the management side of music. And
Interesting. Interesting. Now, do you just like country music? I'm assuming you like all sorts of music, but all types of genres.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
there a favorite that you
I
have?
love all kinds of music. I'm always been a big fan of country music ever since I was a kid, you know, listening to Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, you can go even further back, but even John Denver, who, you know, I would consider country, that sort of informed my taste for that kind of music. And as I got older, I ended up doing a Western a few years ago, a remake of The Magnificent Seven, and I really got into country music at that time. And that was around the time Garth Brooks was really on this, just blowing up, and so I really got into listening to his music and Alan Jackson, and then it went from there. Trace Atkins, Tim McGraw. So I really enjoy country music, and being immersed in it in Nashville is just that much better.
I like your outfit.
You like this?
It's sort of, it's a little bit country, but you know,
a little bit rock and roll.
A little bit rock and roll.
I've heard that somewhere before.
Okay, love the shirt.
I like that. Sure. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, well, how can people find out more about what you're doing in your initiative? Because I think it sounds really awesome.
That's a great question, and I know you're in Toronto, and I love working up there. I've worked on Suits a few times, so.
Oh yeah.
The way people can get involved is they can go to africafoundation.org, and you'll find out all the information you want. And if you wanted to contribute to the project we're working on, it would be the Close Family Project, and that's you know. But I would just encourage you to check out the site. And there's lots of opportunities there to look at different projects, because Africa Foundation is working in countries all over the continent of Africa.
Why why specifically
well,
that country?
that's a great question. They work in conjunction with, or they partner with a luxury safari company called And Beyond. And what And Beyond does, their focus is working and serving the people in the communities, protecting the land and the animals, because that's their business there. You know, they have these safari companies, and they've partnered with Africa Foundation, because the Africa Foundation is working with the communities and meeting their needs and finding out what each community needs. And so they don't just go in there and say, we're going to do this. They say to the community, what do you need? And so by working with Africa Foundation, working with And Beyond, the safari company, they protect the environment, they educate the locals, because there's a lot of poaching that goes on. But if you protect the animals, then people come. They want to come and see the leopards. They want to see the cheetahs, the elephants, the giraffes, the rhinos. You know, I mean, we went there one time and we tracked rhinos on foot, which was one of the most exhilarating things I've ever done. So, the project my wife and I are doing right now is an orphans and vulnerable children center in a community that is right on the border of one of the game reserves. A lot of these kids have been orphaned because of AIDS. AIDS has decimated Africa. And so there's millions of kids that just don't have parents anymore. And so this community center in this small community provides a place for them to come that's safe. They know people. It's run by volunteers. They'll be able to come and get a meal, a healthy meal every day. We'll also help them if they're sort of out of the system as an orphan, get paperwork put together so that they can get assistance from the government.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm just curious, when you go, because many people know who you are here. When you go to Africa, do they know who you are? I'm just wondering. Like,
Probably not.
Probably not, huh?
They just know it's someone who's there. And
yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to get mic'd real quick.
Behind the scenes.
The thing that I find is incredibly hospitable people. They are always happy. It's thankful that you're there. They open their homes to you. Very welcoming community, and so really love being there with the chance. You know, when you get a chance to go there, and if you do, I'm sure you'll experience the same thing.
I've never been. It's on my bucket list. I would love to go.
Oh, you have to go.
Africa.
It's a whole different world, and the way I describe it, it's almost like going back in time.
Yeah.
You know.
Earth back in the day, right? You guys, are you getting Eric now?
I don't have to.
You don't have to.
You usually at 9 have the weather.
Yes, I do. I'm like one in, but that's okay. Did anyone else have a question? Because I don't want to skip anyone else's question about Nashville. So Nashville, can you tell us anything about the season, the rest of the shows?
Well, we have 2 more episodes to go. Our next episode, which airs, I believe,
no spoilers. Yeah.
Next Wednesday. We do a big concert for the troops up at Fort Campbell in Kentucky, and we built a huge stage, and the show this episode revolves around this the preparation for this big concert event honoring the troops, and we get special performance from Kelly Pickler and a surprise visit from Michelle Obama, First Lady.
Oh, this is the
a
surprise
about this episode that she is in.
Really cool. She was totally game, as you know she seems to always be.
How was that on the set with?
Well,
with
she recorded all her stuff from the White House. So she does a live feed to the show, which is really cool. And she says, she includes her husband in it, says, my husband and I are very supportive of you guys, and she thanks Raina for what she's doing, and it's a great episode. And then the finale will be, you always end a season with some sort of cliffhanger, and this year it's going to be much more of an emotional cliffhanger, as less action. Last year we had the big car wreck and life hanging in the balance. This one is, people have some pretty big decisions on their plate as they end this season, and kind of leave us all wondering what's going to happen with these characters.
You guys, you have to check it. Nashville, I think it's on which network? Is it ABC? Yeah,
ABC.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, I hope I don't take
you got it right.
the wrong network. Let's take a quick photo before you go.
All right.
Here's our camera right here, and there's a little bit of a delay, okay? Okay, 1, 2, 3, cheese.
All right.
I don't look
I
so
like
good.
Look at the calendar, Maria.
You look great.
No, I don't. Okay, let me.
Okay, you want to do one more?
Okay, let's do one more. 1, 2, 3. There.
Yeah, that's
You
good.
look so cute all the time. I love Nashville. My husband's a writer, and
Take care, guys.
I should meet
Bye, you
him
too.
these days, but
Maria, have us on your calendar.
Every time I hear Maria have him sign the calendar, I always think Maria Calendar's cake. And then I get hungry.
She needs to make an index card on her desk. She has about 50 of them already, but she needs one that says calendar, calendar, calendar.
Yeah, and supposedly he's the first guest to be on today, on the first day of the month.
May is a very good month.
It is.
Yeah, especially around the 15th. I'm particularly fond of that date. Just putting that out there. So yeah, May 15th, great day to be born.
May 17th here.
All right, my Taurus friend.
Yes.
Yep.
I think I'm a crab or Cancer or something.
Cancer. We get along well, so that's
June?
good to know. Yes.
Does it go by day or just month?
It's a month. It's a particular time period. So it's usually like from the 21st to the 21st. So.
Tony, you have to unmute us or unmute your microphone.
And don't click us off.
Yeah, like last time.
Tony, you know you're muted, right?
You're muted. Maria muted you. Can't hear you. You're muted. You have to unmute yourself.
Click that button.
Am I
there you go.
There you're on.
Yeah, you're unmuted now.
Yeah, Maria.
Welcome back, sir.
That girl, she does everything she can to sabotage me.
She didn't have that guy sign the calendar.
You forgot to have him sign her calendar, especially on the first month.
I forgot to have him sign the calendar?
Yeah. We always remind Maria to have her sign the calendar.
She's a little discombobulated today.
Oh, hello, Francis. Good morning.
Francis.
He was very nice. Okay, why does everything have to come down to, oh, he or she was cute?
And he was nice.
Oh, as an afterthought.
As an afterthought. Because it usually happens and sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're cute and not nice.
Or nice.
Oh, sometimes they're cute and not nice.
Not nice.
And sometimes they're
Francis
not
complimented me on who I look like, an actor, so...
I'm sorry, what?
You mentioned to me who do I look like when you first met me on the Hangout?
What does he look like? Now I forgot.
That was back in November.
Oh, yeah, back in November.
Or...
Why don't you tell him, Ray?
You have to understand that we sometimes can't remember what we did 5 minutes ago.
I know.
Francis, I think she must have told Haley about it. I don't remember.
Called the newsroom amnesia. What did he looked like somebody I know. I know he looks like somebody on TV.
Why are you looking at me? I don't know.
It's called support.
To me, he looks like Hector.
Look at him. Okay, put him full.
Okay.
Just don't kill the Hangout, Tony.
There he is, Hector. What the hell did you just do?
You know, I can't touch anything. Before we know it, we'll be completely out of the Hangout.
I think you have to move the little arrow and click on my box.
I I did say it was somebody I'd seen recently that he looked
Okay,
like.
Hector. Can we just not play 20 questions and just tell her what she said?
You don't remember who I told you?
No, that was months ago. I don't remember who you mentioned.
Okay, answer me this, Hector.
Riddle me this, Hector. Riddle me this.
And Hector, you know I love you, and I'm one of your biggest fans. Why did you bring that up if you don't remember what she said?
I don't know. Okay, I don't remember, but I did remember once what Francis mentioned about me. That's what I don't remember who she mentioned.
I'm sorry, Hector.
That's okay, Francis.
But if it hits me again, I'll remember. I'm sorry.
Anyways, let's get back to what Tony and Nick were talking about. The iPhone.
Now, Sarah, I remember the name of the app that you recommended, Aviate, but Nick, I don't remember the app that you recommended. What is it called again? Teamer or Leaner? What is it?
I think you said Themer.
Themer. Thank you.
Yes,
Nathan.
Themer.
Yeah, and like you mentioned,
I was actually showing you a theme that I had just put on my phone.
So, okay. Oh, so Themer means that it'll do the same thing according to you, Nick, that Share's Aviate will do, except you can put different themes on the phone. Is that it?
Yeah, and you get the smart categories.
Okay. Is it simple? Because Share made Aviate sound really simple.
Simple, simple, simple. I swear it. I promise.
See, simple means everything to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then again, it's simple to make your own categories too.
No,
that comes with Android.
That's time consuming. Nick, that's my problem with that.
You're talking 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, Nick.
We've spent more time talking about it than it would take you to do it.
Okay, Nick. Okay, that is an assumption. And you know what happens when you assume?
Oh. Then there's fighting words, Tony.
I just put on my phone. That's pretty awesome.
I do like the themes, though. Don't you like the themes, Cher? I mean, did you see what he was holding? I do like the...
Did he one accent, Nick?
See. Let me see if I can see.
Hold on, Cher. I'm going to put you full. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm full. Basically, it goes from social to work, and then it opens up. So I pressed a button, then all my app tray and my social apps opened up, and then I can scroll across like that, and then they're based off of alphabetical order, and then this is my home screen right now. So I can customize what's on the front. I have my calendar. I have my little motivational dream it, do it, done. For me, it works. It's so simple, and it did all this for me.
It did it for you.
Yes.
That's the part I like.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Themer can do the same thing.
Okay, Mumbles.
I'm not mumbling.
I think considering, I've only been on the Hangout now, this is my second time, but just from some of the things that I've heard about you, Tony, you need things that are easy to do, right?
Oh, yeah, I need easy.
Yeah. So this is really easy.
David Boreanaz. He looks like...
Isn't it David Boreanaz?
Whatever.
There we go. That's
that guy from Angel.
The guy from Angel.
Oh, yeah. Isn't he the actor from Bones, too?
What?
You're not gonna. Are you gonna go there?
Yeah, no. In other words, Hector, Francis thinks you're cute. Okay, can we just?
Okay, there we go.
Thank you. Julie also said that too. Julie also said that about me.
She likes her Latino.
There, I said it, and it's all out there now.
Okay, let's see. Did you guys?
Thank you so much, Francis.
What is this person? United in China, all television programs are countries. Okay, that's lost in translation. I'm sorry, Jian Kang. Okay, I agree with Tony. I need swipe. Roy says that he agrees with you, Tony.
Yeah, I can't give up my swipe. Sorry. And now here's the question, Nate. The question is, and this is a question apparently no one has been able to answer for me yet, because this is a biggie. Because what you guys may not know is that I'm addicted to different phones, and I get tired of the phone that I have in pretty short order, and so I'm good with a phone for about, gosh, if I keep it a year, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I'll do is before the next big iteration of that phone comes out, so that I can justify doing what I do, I'll go on eBay and I'll sell that phone for a mint, and usually make a profit on whatever I buy. What I pay for the whatever phone I buy. So that keeps me justifying that. Well, I could do this because I made money. I mean, it's not like I'm just spending money every year. Does that make sense?
Are you talking about buying and selling your phones?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You got it down, Pat.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. Except every time I want to sell something, I never had good luck. I don't know how. No one ever buys what I'm selling. I clearly need help in that regard.
Oh, well,
but yeah, I typically keep a phone for.
Oh yeah, let me give you. Listen, let me give you guys. I'll give you guys a marketing class on that. I can listen. As long as you take care of whatever it is you have. Oh, I can describe it. I'll make anybody want it.
Well, Tony, best pitch. Here is my phone. I will sell this for a pretty price. Tony?
Which phone is that?
This is the iPhone 5S with the thumbprint, fingerprint recognition thing.
Sell that easily.
Oh, yeah, you could sell that very quickly.
On eBay, you could make a good...
Craigslist.
Yes, you can make...
How many gigabytes is it, Nate?
See, he's even asking.
I think it's 16.
See, here's the thing.
So it costed hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
The key to doing it is selling it before the iPhone 6 comes out.
Exactly.
Yeah, Tony does a quick turnaround on these things.
Yeah, so I sold my Samsung Galaxy Note 3. We're still months away from the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, so I sold it. Can I just put it out there? Can I say it?
Yeah.
What I sold it for?
I want to know.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you ready for this? I bought.
You're gonna be blown away.
I bought my new HTC One M8 for $480. I sold my Samsung Galaxy Note 4 on eBay for $560.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
You bought the Note for how much?
I bought the Note 4 for like.
Wasn't it like $600?
No, I didn't pay that much for it.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh.
No, and see, and I had sold the previous, the Note 2 for.
So basically, you're just upgrading for a very nominal fee.
Yeah, I'm almost nothing.
Almost
really.
Nothing.
Yeah, I mean, really nothing. And so what I end up doing is not extending my contract because I'm paying a full price for the phone, and not really coming out of pocket with any money.
Quickly, I have an update.
Okay.
Really fast. The beautiful Gugu, I think that's her name, from the movie Belle, is not going to be able to join.
What?
Well, here's the situation. She seems very nice. Apparently, she's not on the set until later at 9:40.
Yes.
So it's a bit late. I suggested she come now, but I think she's still getting ready and.
It's all the prep time.
And
yeah.
So it's going to be difficult. I apologize for leading you on.
Well, I'm really so sad to hear that. But anyway, so...
We're going to get back to the phones, Tony.
It's so funny. But we have Cher.
We have
Cher. You have me, all the way from Toronto.
We don't need anyone else. Exactly.
We don't. We've got the boys and we've got Cher.
I got you, babe.
There you go. I've never heard that one before.
I know.
Right? Never, Cher, never.
There's our mayor.
Yes, your mayor.
Can someone?
Nick, that's crazy.
Can someone explain to me, and by someone I mean Nick, because Nick seems to know everything.
It's Mayor Nick.
Mayor Nick. Okay, Mayor Nick of Dallas. So
yes.
Can someone explain to me?
Oh my God.
If I bought an iPhone and I jailbroke it, would I be able to? And this is something you need to know, Nate. Would I be able then to put a third-party keyboard on there and do swipe?
That's the whole point of jailbreaking
I'm asking
the
the
phone.
question, Maria.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nick?
I don't think the mayor's speaking.
Yeah. Sorry, the crack is wearing off.
So if I had an iPhone and I jailbroke it, would that mean I could import a third-party keyboard and keep my swipe?
I don't know anything about jailbreaking. That's something I do not know anything about.
I believe
the only thing I know about
except that it voids your warranty and it makes fixing it really hard.
The only problem I see, though, is that all apps have to be approved through Apple. So if they didn't want to approve a third-party keyboard that had swipe, I don't think they have, it wouldn't be in existence.
But even if it's jailbroken, you can you get around that, don't you? Isn't that the whole point? Like my phone is rooted. I can put anything on this thing I want.
Yes, you can.
But with Apple, it still has to be, for Apple software. Like it's not like you could put Android stuff on a jailbroken phone because they're not compatible.
Well,
right. I mean, Android, you have APKs. I don't know what Apple has.
iOS phone.
Do they?
Well, it depends on if it's available or not. It just.
And here's another thing.
For a jailbroken iPhone. Yeah.
And here's another thing. If you guys intend to do a jailbreak, I heard that it'll drain your battery quicker.
Also, make your phone more likely to catch on fire.
No, it's not. Stop it.
Not catch on fire. Just the first thing I said. Just to drain your battery in less.
Every iPhone that I've ever heard of blowing up has been jailbroken.
My first iPod blew up.
One more positive note to the iPhone. The battery will last forever. My Samsung S3, it would drain so quick I'd have to charge it like once or twice a day. This thing, because it doesn't have a bright, big screen, it makes sense. Logic follows, but this battery lasts forever.
Tony, I will not agree with you.
Now you have stepped on the big guy's toes.
Yeah.
Hector did it.
All right. Let me just tell you this. The HTC One M8 will wipe the floor.
By the way,
in battery life.
I spoke to the gadget guy yesterday. He has this exact same phone, and I said to him that my colleague has been swearing up and down about the battery life of this thing. He said, well, I think he's exaggerating a little bit.
Well, who said that? Who said that? I want names.
The gadget guy, the smart gadget
guy.
Who?
What's his name?
That's his name, the smart gadget guy.
Oh, so he doesn't even use his real name.
No, if you look at his blog.
Credibility smashed.
You want to remain anonymous.
Exactly.
He's a very well-respected.
Okay, let me.
blogger.
Okay, I've been doing everything with this phone today. Okay, let me just give you an example, Nathan. All right, so now let's see where we are.
The ladies are having breakfast without you, Maria.
I know they always.
Okay, I'm at 83% battery, Nate, and my phone has been on 6 hours. Now, really?
I will concede.
Lower than usual.
I will concede if we can go back to Nate.
Nate.
Tony,
anything to win, huh, Tony?
Oh yeah, no, I have no problem with yeah.
That's
Cher.
actually lower than usual. Usually you're at 80-something%, not at 60-something.
No, 83%.
Oh, I thought you said 60.
No, 83% with 6 hours on my battery.
Right.
Good. Unplugged 6 hours.
So, how long have you had this HTC phone?
Oh, we're going there now, are we?
Just curious. Like days, months, years.
I've had it. I've had it maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah,
okay.
I've been back a couple weeks. Yep.
So you probably haven't noticed yet, but do you have that problem? Like that's my biggest complaint with traditional Android phones.
Is they
would have a lot of buggy soft. Huh?
The degradation of the battery.
Well, no, it's not so much that because they have extended batteries in their defense.
Yeah.
But the buggy software stuff, like it would just stop working, it would freeze up, and you'd have to like constantly. Once it got in that pattern, you'd have to constantly like reset your phone, like a hard reset, like once a week or something.
I haven't had that problem.
No.
But I will. Although I will concede this, Nate. I did run into that problem, and I'm I get like a phone every year, so I can't remember which phone it was that I was having that problem with. But I think it may have been the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. Where I ran into that problem a little bit, and it was really irritating.
Yeah.
I don't. Cher, have you had that problem with any of yours?
I've had both. Any smartphone, if you use it a lot, and I use it a lot because I'm a social media trainer and whatnot, so I'm always being socially active. So yeah, once you start using it a lot and watching and consuming media, I'm not a good test for that because no matter which phone I use, my battery's draining.
Because you know what? But I think Nate was talking really more about the bugginess of it, kind of things kind of happening and freezing. And,
oh yeah. This phone is notorious for that, especially even with the contacts and trying to call people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have had that.
I hardly get.
Why do all of y'all have problems with Android that I don't?
Well, what do you have, Nick?
I have an HTC One X, and the only problem that I have is the SIM card coming loose, but nothing hardware-based.
That's because that one is like 17 years old, Nick.
What? No, it came out beginning of last year.
Oh, really?
It's funny.
No, I think it's a Windows phone,
Is it?
isn't it?
No, the HTC is Windows.
The Windows. Yeah.
Yeah, that one is a great phone.
Is
I
it?
have an HTC.
I actually prefer the Windows phone over the
Me
Android.
too. I was just going to say that.
Really?
I actually, if it wasn't
I
for
have
their
Android.
poor app selection, I would be a Windows phone person.
I
Okay,
just had this conversation with the gadget guy.
You know what?
yesterday.
Can I just say this? Can I just say this? And someone weigh in on this, please, because honestly, the only other phone that I would have considered getting other than the HTC One M8 is not available to me, and it really upsets me. I was thinking about getting the Sony Xperia,
Okay.
which I hear is a great phone,
Yeah.
and it's supposed to be beautiful. It won't support CDMA. What is wrong with Sony? Why won't they support CDMA? It has to be GSM.
That's the phone with the overrated camera, right? Of 42 megapixels or something like that.
No, I think that's a Nokia.
Yeah, it's a Nokia Windows phone, I think.
No, I'm talking about the Sony. What is it called? It's Xperia something or?
I don't know about that one.
Sure, you'd be able to.
No, I know which one you're talking about, and there are.
It's made of glass on both sides, but it's supposed to be beautiful.
Yes. It's a gorgeous phone.
I have to Google this now.
More fingerprints on it. Hooray!
Listen to all of us talking about our first world problems. Someone needs to go grab Eric so we can talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can talk about the Congo.
It's supposed to be a beautiful phone, and it's supposed to be great on so many levels. But the problem is Sony just does not feel that it should support CDMA, which is interesting. I guess they just because Verizon is like the largest carrier here in the United States, and it's kind of interesting that
does it really affect you if you don't go overseas very often? Is that the difference between CDMA and GMS?
Well, it's a completely different platform.
No, I know it, but I understand that. But you still can get the apps that you need. But I think it only goes into play.
But the carrier has to have the CDMA. So I guess I'm not sure about the American carriers because I'm Canadian, but the carrier has to carry that or support that network. So that's the problem. I mean, the rest of the world, especially Europe, they're all using the GSM, right? Yeah. So it's like the number of phones that you can sell. It just probably doesn't make business sense to make it.
That's what I'm thinking, Sherry. Sony just thinks, you know what, Verizon, you're just out of luck.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what she's talking about.
And there's probably something they feel their phone will perform better on GSM, or it would perform second rate on CDMA, so they don't want to put it in that market. But another thing you may consider is which is what I did, because I've been a long-time customer of Sprint. But where I am now, I don't know, whatever. So I actually ended up going with Straight Talk from Walmart, of all places. I never thought I'd buy cell phone service from Walmart, but it's like $40 a month for unlimited everything, and as far as I know, they don't throttle you. The point being, you can get any phone you want, and because it's all consolidated under Straight Talk, it's gonna work. So, like if you had Sony Xperia and you couldn't use CDMA, well, you could just use GSM because it's all consolidated under Straight Talk, and it's like half the price.
But let me ask you this, Nate. Here's the thing I would be concerned with about that. It sounds very attractive. What about, signal strength, no matter where you are? See, I mean, that's why I had to leave AT&T.
That's all network, not phone. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to leave AT&T and go to Verizon because here AT&T for me did not work very well.
I have AT&T and I attest to that totally.
And it didn't work for me at my gyms. Okay, two places where I spend a lot of time, my gym and work, and AT&T didn't do it for me. So I went to Verizon, and it works beautifully in those places. And so my concern would be signal stuff. Now, what can you say about that? Because I'm just curious.
Well, every phone is specific to a carrier. So if you have two iPhones, one may be CDM, or I don't know exactly, but one may be CDMA, one may be GSM, one may be TracFone. So you pick the one you want. So if you find a phone you like, you find the one that corresponds with Verizon if you like Verizon, and it'll operate off Verizon towers. And like the iPhone in my case, though, it only worked off some other I forget, but some other service, and I've had a higher signal strength than ever. But if I were in an area where Sprint is preferable, then I would get the corresponding phone to Sprint towers.
I was Shaka obviously could join in on this conversation. One of the things I was lamenting is that I said the only reason I have the HTC, well, not the only reason, but one of the reasons I chose the HTC One M8 because I really like the Sony Xperia, but they won't support CDMA. So
right.
I'm not familiar with the Sony Xperia as much.
Which one?
It's the glass one.
The
on both
Z1,
sides.
the Z2.
Z2.
The Z2.
That's the latest one.
Yeah,
right?
they're not because Sony hasn't done well for whatever reason, for many reasons here stateside. So they go with the phone that's going to get them the best market.
Which is what Cher said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you may have heard something similar like this before, but if you like your cell phone provider, you can keep your cell phone provider. Just look.
Except that didn't turn out to be the case so much. Nate.
Well, phones.
I do want to check out the Nokia with that 40 megapixel camera.
What, the 1020?
Well, see, cameras.
Yeah.
It is very important.
Camera is really important.
But it's a Windows phone. So that's the only thing.
Yeah.
What I've heard about that camera is that it takes a very large photo. I mean, 40 megapixels is a huge photo, but the colors are not accurate and there's not a whole lot of detail. So you have a huge photo with not a lot of detail.
That's the thing, and Nick, you hit the nail right on the head because everybody, megapixels, megapixels. It's not all about megapixels.
Well, it depends on what you're going to do with the pictures. If you're going to, which very few people probably are doing, if you're going to take pictures and make
blow them up
out of them,
yeah,
then you want
the 40
more
megapixels.
megapixels.
But if you're going to do what most
that.
people do, keep them on their phones or
And
just
not
share
do
on social
anything
media
with them.
or share on social media.
Yeah.
Then
It
you don't
doesn't
need
matter.
Good for zooming, though. You know what I mean? As far as being able to zoom in and open it up.
That's
Yeah.
the problem with this phone, I understand, is that the zooming is, if you
Well,
got
it's only 5 megapixels. So, like, let's say you took a photo of the three of us and you wanted to crop 2 of us out and just blow up and have one picture of just yourself.
And a really sharp one at that. Yeah.
Right. You're going to have a poor quality photo with that with that phone.
Mm-hmm.
A Samsung
Despite
is still
what
pretty good.
HTC One would like you to believe.
Well, I don't think they've really pushed the notion that you can blow those images up.
No.
They don't.
Yeah, no.
No, what they're pushing, and you would know more about this. What they claim is they're using the ultra pixels, and somehow or another that lets more light into the sensor, and you can then take.
I've done night tests with the Note 3 and the M8, and I will say that the M8 in low light conditions appears to take better photos. In terms of the amount of light.
But that's one of the things they sell. Yeah, it takes better low light pictures.
We just did a side by side.
Yeah.
And it was almost equal. It was pretty much equal. The iPhone 5 and the M8 photo.
See, I think there's a lot of fallacy out there because
hype. It's called hype, and that's.
No. But there was a difference in the speed of which I took my photo.
The shutter speed.
Well, the iPhone 5 has the fastest camera on the market. Period.
Right.
Yeah.
Shutter speed. It doesn't have a moving shutter.
Not shutter, but it's the whatever that. Experience is where you're
Shutter is the metaphor for how long it takes that camera with its memory to actually
Maria.
Yes.
Okay, the one thing that sold me on the Samsung, they have an app within the camera called Beauty Face. So basically what it does, it mattifies your skin and makes you look gorgeous no matter how little, or it's like the best part of this phone.
I have seen
that should sell you right away.
That alone.
Yes.
It's tone mapping. I can do that in about 10 seconds on my photo editor.
But it does it for me automatically. See, Nick, you're too much into the DIY stuff. I want it all automatic. Just come and
Okay, Nick, let me explain something to you, Nick.
Because a photo plugin doesn't sell a phone for me.
Let me explain something to you, Nick, because as smart as you are, and this is what I happen to find with people who are like really, really smart like Nick, sometimes the simplest things they just don't get. So let me explain something to you. Because you are so smart, what you don't realize is that everybody else isn't.
Yeah. Take the props where you can get it, Nick. Just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Some of us just want to keep it simple, Nick.
Is that why most people on the planet
I understand.
Yeah, that's why most people annoy you, Tashaka, because you're just too smart for you. There's a reason why you have a large head. It's a large brain that you have inside there.
Guilty.
Tashaka's our tech ninja.
Hey, talking all this tech, I think I have an example of Google Translate working properly. So for the question from Xiao King Feng, it translates in China because they do not respect patents. Our phones are cheaper to manufacture than in the United States. Most of us like Apple, but there are many who like Nokia. I didn't know Nokia was still really around. Like, I thought Windows, it was just making a comeback after all this time. But
did he say all that in his message?
Yeah, if you look over to see all the...
no, I see the characters, but...
Yeah, that's what Google Translate says. It seems like it... Well, it makes sense.
Because the original message, see, it didn't translate it very well in English. Here, this one, and then it did that.
Yeah, that one's bad.
Okay.
The people who make your iPhone probably use a Nokia because they can't afford the iPhone over there. With their wages that they get for making the iPhone, they can't afford it.
Did I have a dream, or did we just raise our minimum wage to like $10 and something?
No. You were dreaming. The president did sign an executive order for federal contractors, anyone who contracts with the federal government. But you have to keep in mind the federal contractors, the federal government employs like 1/3 of the workforce or something like that. So that's
I didn't know it was that much.
It's huge.
Oh wow! Yeah. And I'm sure
I think Congress should be paid minimum wage.
Well, because that happens, then I think a lot of companies are probably going to follow suit. You would think, right? I mean,
not necessarily. No. In fact, that's the whole point. Is that it's going through Congress right now, and the House is saying no, that it hurt business, so they're not ready to approve it.
I don't know how anyone
can
deny people a living wage.
I'm just telling you.
Okay.
All right, don't kill the messenger.
I'm not. Okay, listen, you guys. Since we do not have another guest, we are going to finish up. I know that it's 9:30, and I think I'm going to use this time to catch up.
Tony.
I'm so glad we have this time together.
Be our guest.
I love it when Tony.
Keep on singing, Tony. Keep on singing.
Just a little ditty from Tony. I love it. Okay, well, Cher, thank you for joining us.
Cher, you added so much to our hangout today. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that. I had a great time with you guys.
Cher, what time?
Thanks for joining us, Cher.
Your Lori Cher show. What time is that?
Oh, so it's Tuesday nights at 9 Eastern.
Okay, so that means 6 our time. Tuesday.
Yes.
6.
Well, I would love to join, except at that time I'm doing other viewing. I'm looking at the insides of my eyelids.
Okay. Well, that is important because you need to be ready for this show, right?
Sawing logs.
Nap time. But you can always check us out, youtube.com/Lori and Cher, and all of our episodes are there. We've had some great ones so far, and we keep it moving.
So you mentioned 9 p.m. Eastern time, p.m. Eastern time, Cher?
Yes.
So that's 6 p.m. Pacific time, our time.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, you have a great day, you guys, and thanks for joining us, and thanks for all the iOS talk versus Android and Windows too. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Love you guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
See you later.
Thanks, guys.
You can join us tomorrow if he comes. Yeah. Let's see if Matt Ashley comes by tomorrow.
We'll see.
He wasn't there last week. All right, Nate. See you, Nick.
See ya.